Good morning. How is everybody today? CW, good morning. And I have your refills for the Most Holy Communion. Just a little bit of priestly instruction. When the hosts that aren't consecrated are placed on the corporal next to the main host for Mass, anything on the corporal is included in the consecration. So that's how that works, if you didn't know. Good morning, CJ. And I know Jeannie is on her way home from work, and she'll pick it up later. Good afternoon, Anne and Maria. And so, yes, CW, I did get your package yesterday. Great, thank you. And what else did I want to say? Oh, I got a boo-boo yesterday, so I hope God forgives me during the consecration. I might be fumbling a little bit, but let's get right to morning prayers, and let's continue on with the lessons. It's a good one today. In nomine Deum, Matronam Nostra et Deum, Iesum Christum et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Let us place ourselves in the presence of God and in Catholic contemplation, humbly adore the Trinitarian Theophany. Most holy and venerable Trinity, one God and three divine beings, I believe that thou art here present. I venerate thee with the deepest humility. I render to thee with my whole heart the homage which is due to thee. O God, I love thee above all things with my whole heart and soul, because thou art all good and worthy of all love. I love my neighbor as myself for love of thee, and I forgive all who have injured me and ask pardon of all whom I have injured. Let us thank God for the many graces that we receive and offer ourselves and our sufferings up to the Trinitarian Theophany. O God, I most humbly thank thee for all the favors thou hast bestowed upon me to the present moment. It is again thanks to thy bounty that I should live to see this day, and I desire to employ it solely in thy service. I consecrate to thee all my thoughts, words, actions, and sufferings of this day. Sanctify them, O God, that there may be none that is not animated by thy love or that would not tend to thy greater glory. Let us make a firm resolution to avoid evil and to do good, and let us beg of God the graces which are necessary to us. O God, thou knowest my weakness, and that I am unable to do anything good without the help of thy grace. Deny me not thy grace, O God, proportionate to my necessities. Give me strength to avoid everything which thou forbiddest, to practice the good which thou hast commanded, and enable me patiently to bear all the trials which it may please thee to send me. O God, Our Lady, O Holy Mother of God, I place myself under thy protection. I throw myself with confidence into the arms of thy compassion. Be to me, O Mother of Mercy, my refuge in distress, my consolation in suffering, my advocate, now and at the hour of my death. O my God, I am heartily sorry for having offended thee, and I detest all my sins because I dread the loss of heaven and the pains of hell, but most of all because I have offended thee, my God, who art good and deserving of all my love. I firmly resolve, with the help of thy grace, to confess my sins, to do penance, and to amend my life. So I want to reiterate for those who are new or watching or confused, Our Lady is not, or I should say, Deum Matronam Nostrae, God, Our Lady, who was, is, and ever shall be, is not Mary. And that's important to understand. and it's an ingrained thing from when you're a little child, especially if you're Catholic. Okay, so you can go to the website to glean more about what that all is and what happened and why the story of Mary came about. But it wasn't for our benefit. It was to confuse things. In case anybody's having problems finding my past videos of the Mass here, you may go to my channel and find them there, or better yet, go to OurLadyIsGod.com and then go to on the left-hand column is Ask the Bishop page. And there you will see them. I list the link, and you can watch it right there from that page as well. If the times aren't right, and I understand that they can be difficult. the way the sun travels within the dome. Okay, conduct during purification. We're going to continue. This is the last subchapter of that. It's called the love of conformity and of submission to God's good pleasure. Lastly, in this state of trial, the soul should, as St. Francis de Sales well shows, be penetrated with Christ's words, Deum Iesum Christum's words, my meat is to do the will of God that sent me, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum that sent me. In spiritual tribulations and afflictions, the soul should nourish itself with the will of God, so that the self-love may die definitively in it, that the soul may be truly stripped of self-love, and that the reign of the divine will may be established in the depths of its will. The soul will obtain this grace if it accepts, for love of God, to do and to suffer all that God wishes, as obedience, circumstances, and the interior light of Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum may indicate. Consequently, the soul should be penetrated with the Beatitudes. And these are some really good things to take into consideration. Sanctified are the poor in spiritum, the meek, those who shed the tears of contrition, those who hunger and thirst after justice and preserve this zeal in spite of all difficulties. Sanctified too are the merciful, the clean of heart, the peacemakers. Sanctified are they who suffer persecution for justice, when they are insulted and persecuted because of Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Their reward is great in heaven, and even on earth they will receive the 100-fold of all that has been taken from them. They will receive it especially in close union with the Trinitarian Theophany and in working for the salvation of their neighbor. Who then shall separate us from the love of Deum Iesum Christum? Shall tribulation, or distress, or famine, or nakedness, or danger, or persecution, or the sword? But in all these things we overcome because of God that has loved us. For I am sure that neither death nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor powers, nor things present, nor things to come, nor might, nor height, nor depth, nor any other creatures shall be able to separate us from the love of the Trinitarian Theophany, nor be able to make God abandon the just, if they do not abandon God first. In this period of purification, one should ask Deum Iesum Christum for the love of the cross, for the desire to share in his holy humiliations in the measure willed by providence. The soul should ask Deum Jesum Christum also to let it find in this desire the strength to bear whatever may come, the peace, and sometimes the joy to restore its courage and that of souls that come to it. Then this trial, hard as it may be at times, will seem good to it. At least the soul will believe that it is salutary and sanctifying for it. Then it will more readily grasp the great meaning of the words of the Imitation on the royal road of the cross. Quote, "In the cross is salvation. In the cross is life. In the cross is protection from enemies. In the cross is infusion of heavenly sweetness. In the cross is strength of mind. In the cross is joy of the soul. In the cross is height of virtue. In the cross is perfection of sanctity. No man hath so heartfelt a sense of the passion of Deum Jesum Christum as he whose lot it hath been to suffer like things. If thou carry the cross willingly, it will carry thee. If thou carry it unwillingly, thou makest it a burden to thee, and loadest thyself the more. For the sufferings of this life are not worthy to be compared with the glory to come. The painful purification we are speaking of creates a great void in the soul of driving out self-love and pride, and gives it an increasingly eager desire for God. St. Francis de Sales explains this effect, saying, "As man can be perfected only by the divine goodness, so the divine goodness can scarcely so well exercise its perfection outside of itself as upon our humanity. The one has great need and capacity to receive good, the other great abundance and inclination to bestow it. Nothing is so suitable to indigence as a liberal abundance. Nothing so agreeable to a liberal abundance as extreme indigence. The more needy the indigent man is, the more eager he is to receive, as a vacuum is to be filled. Therefore, the meeting of abundance and indigence is sweet and desirable. And if Deum Jesum Christum had not said that it is better to give than to receive, one could hardly say which has greater contentment, abundant good in diffusing and communicating itself, or failing and indigent good in receiving. Divine goodness has, therefore, more pleasure in giving its graces than we in receiving them." Unquote. The void created in the soul that is stripped of self-love and pride causes it to become, therefore, increasingly capable of receiving divine grace, the abundance of charity. In this sense, all the followers of the Trinitarian Theophany say, God giveth grace to the humble, and he makes them humble in order to fill them to overflowing. All we have just said shows the profound truth of St. Thomas's words, quote, "The love of God is unitive, congregativus, inasmuch as it draws man's affections from the many to the one, so that the virtues which flow from the love of God are connected together. But self-love disunites, disgregat, disunites man's affections among different things so far as man loves himself, by desiring for himself temporal goods, which are various and of many kinds." Unquote. The love of God causes the light of reason and that of grace to shine increasingly in us, whereas sin stains the soul, taking away from it the brilliance of the divine light. The purification of the soul removes these stains, which are in our higher faculties, that they may be resplendent with the true light, which is the prelude of that of eternity. Tomorrow we will begin chapter 39, the effects of the passive purification of spiritum in relation especially to the three theological virtues. Deum vobiscum et quoque apud te. Oremus. O God, the Creator and Redeemer of all the faithful, grant to the souls of thy servants and handmaids the remission of all their sins, that they may obtain by loving prayers the forgiveness which they have always desired, who livest and reignest with thee, one God, forever and ever. Suscipe Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum hanc immaculatum hostiam, quam ego indinius famulus tuus offerit tibi Deum meum vivum et verum, pro inimicibus peccatis et offensionibus et negligentis meis, et pro omnibus circumstantibus, sed pro omnibus fidelibus, catalocorum vivis aquae, defunctis ut mihi et iris proficiat ad salutem. Deum qui humanae substantiae dignitatem mirabilita condidisi et mirabilius reformaste da nobis peruhus accora vidimistim meis divinitatis, esse consultis qui minitatis nostrae fieri dignatis es partecebs. Te Iesum Christum Filium, qui tecum viviet et reinat in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Offerimus tibi Deum calicem salutaris tuum de peccantis clementium, ut conspectu divinae majestatis tuae pro nostra totius mundi salute, cum odore suavitatis ascendat. In spiritu humilitatis et in animo contritus suscipiam aurate Deum Iesum Christum, et sec fiat sacrificium nostrum et conspectu tu hodie, ut placia tibi Deum matronam nostre et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Beni Sanctificator, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, et benedici de plata prosequendo, et accepere hoc sacrificium tuo sancto nomine preparatum. Suscipe Sancta Trinitas, hanc oblationem quam tibi aferimus, a memoriam passiones, resurrectiones et ascensiones Deum Iesum Christum, et in honorem Deum matronam nostre et a Papa Peter Sanctorum, et istorum et omnium Sanctorum, ut idis proficiat ad honorem, nobis autem et salutem, et idi pro nobis intercedere, dinenter in celis, quorum amorem agimus in tedes, per Deum Christum Deum nostrum. Orate, ut meam ec vestrum sacrificium acceptabile fiera per Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Suscipia Deum Iesum Christum sacrificium de manibus tuis, ad laudam et gloriam nomini sui ad utilitatem, quoque nostram totiusque ecclesiae suae sanctae. Deum vobiscum, et quoque apud te. Sursum corda habemus ad Deum. Gratias agamus Deum nostrum, dignum et justum est. Te igitur clementissimi Mater Pater, Deum Matrum Nostre, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per Deum Iesum Christum Filium Tuum Deum Nostre, supplices rogamus ac petimus, ut accepte ves et benedicas ex sanctam sacrificium ilibata. In primis quae tibi afferimus, pro ecclesiam tuam sanctam, catholicam, quam pacificare custodire ad honore, et regere digneris toto veterarum atque catholicae. Memento Deum famulorum famulorum tuorum. We pray for the sick and the suffering. We especially pray for Mr. Nobody. Pray for Robert Dosco Sr. and Jr. We pray for Sharon, Katie, Clarette, Gage, Mark Jr., Casey, Neil and Earl Lively, Maria Josephina Mose, Henry and Barbara and Benedict Santa Croce, the Cantu and Duarte families, Maria and the Lineweber family, the Dosco, Nye, Tafur, Began and Wolf families, Jenna, Lena, Lori, Aaron and family, and all those who are struggling with health issues. We pray for Mr. Nobody to receive the funding and especially the strength needed to complete the first Sede Vacantis Catholic Council office at Monastery of Illinois. We pray for an end to all governmental allowance or sanctioning of abortion, transgenderism, transhumanism, and we thank for the success, at least in Russia, where this is starting to be reversed, and a little bit here as well in the States. We pray for the establishment of a Catholic monarchy with a sound Catholic system of labor, human value, medium of exchange. We pray for courageous men to step forward as leaders of this Catholic monarchy, to set the stage and to stand up for what is right. We pray and ask that all gay, quote-unquote, marriage be banned, a reversal of the feminist ideology, and a return to godly femininity. We ask that women cease working for Freemasons and corporations everywhere for all time, and with a Catholic monarchy and a sound system of a sound monetary system, this will be made available. We ask that women come to understand that raising a traditional Catholic family is a very high ideal, and that especially the children in the Trinitarian Theophany. We ask that pornography and the OnlyFans platform be stopped immediately and forever. We ask for the conversion of all sinners trapped in a state of mortal sin, especially the ignorant. We ask for the effects of the satanic ritual held on June 29, 1963, and all black masses held constantly throughout the world be reversed and any spells and incantations destroyed. We pray for wisdom on how to prepare natural foods, grow animals naturally, and to share them with our neighbors. We pray for the elimination of all harmful radiation waves in our air and in our homes. We pray to make known how Saint Sister Lucia died, and if she was murdered, who did it, and make it public. We pray to shut down CERN, close all portals and gateways, to stop AI and all pathways that it may travel on. All these things we ask in accordance with God's holy and divine will. Et omnium circumstantium quorum tibi fides cognita est et nota devotio, pro quibus tibi afferemus, ver qui tibi offrunt hoc sacrificium laudis, pro se suisque omnibus, pro redemptione animarum suarum, pro spe salutis et calamitatis suae, tibi credum volta sua aeterno Deum vivo et vero. Communicantes et memorem venerantes, in primis gloriose semper Dei maternam nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et beatorum martyrium torum Papae Sancti Petri, et Sancti Lucia, et Sancti Jacinta, et Sancti Francesco, et Sancti Juan Diego, et omnium sanctorum tuorum quorum meritis precibusque concedas ut in omnibus, protectiones tuae monuam auxilio per in Christum Deum nostrum. Quam oblationem de Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum in omnibus, consecratium acceptabile qui fegedi dignidis ut nobis corporum, et sanguinem fiat edictis mi filium tuum Deum Iesum Christum, qui pridie quam pateretur recepit panem in sancta sacramentablis manus suas. Et derivatis oculis in caelum et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum suum omnipotentem tibi gratias agens. Consecravit frigidi di quae lumnis sui dicens recipite et mando cate ex hoc omnes. hoc est enim corpus meum. Simini modo postcom ceremonia sacipiens et hunc precladum caricem in sancta sacramentis manus suas, item tibi gratias agens, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, quanto grave dedique lumis sui dicens recipite et vivite exo omnes. Hic est enim calix sanguinis mei, mysterium fidei, quae pro nobis et pro multis affondetur in remissionem peccatorum, et quatus cum vificeditis in me mono facietis. Unde et memores Deum nos servitui, sed plebs tua sancta iustum Christum filium tuum Deum nostre, tambe et passionis nec non et ben fedis resurrectionis, sed et in celos glorias ascensionis affedimus preclare maestati tudi tuis donis actatis, supraque popitso axeruno futuris speciali dineris. Supplices eragamos Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, ibi hec peferipe manus tuum, ut quod, ex accataris participationis sacra sanctum Deum filium tuum, corpus et sanguinem sum senimus, omne benedictione celeste, gratia Dei per amor per inum Christum Deum nostre. We pray for those who have died. We especially pray for my godmother, Lillian White, for whom this Mass is being offered. Ipsis Deum et omnibum in Christum crescentibum, locum refugere lucis et pacis, ut undoge est proclamor per inum Christum Deum nostrum. Per quem hic omnia Deum Iesum Christum semper bono creas, sanctificas, vivificas, benedicis et prestas nobis. Per ipsum et cum ipso et in ipso est tibi Deum Matrum omnipotente in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, omnis honor et gloria. Ave Dea Matronam Nostrae, gratia plena Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum tecum. Dea Matronam Nostrae, Materam Deum Iesum Christum, miserere nobis peccatoribus nunc et in hora mortis nostrae. Libera nos quesumus Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, ab omnibus malis praeteritis presentibus et futuris, et intercedente beata et gloriosa semper Deum Matronam Nostrae, cum Papa Petrum Sanctorum et omnibus sanctis da propitiis pacem in Diebus nostris. Ut ope misericordiae Tuae, aduite et peccato, simus semper liberi et ab omni perturbatione securi. Per inum Deum nostrum Iesum Christum filium tuum Deum nostrum, qui tecum vivet et regnat in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Per aeternam. Pax Deum Iesum Christum sit semper vobiscum, et quoque apud te. Hecum ex Deo consecratio copris et sanguinis Deum Iesum Christum, fiat recipientibus nobis in ad salutem aeternam. Pax tecum, et quoque apud te. Deum Iesum Christum, qui ex voluntate Deum Matronam Nostrae, coprante Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum per mortem tuam unu vivificasti, Libera me per hoc sacro sanctum corpus et sanguinem tuum abolimus iniquitatibus meis et universis malis. Et fac me tui sympathin hadare mandatis, et atinum quam separati permittas, qui cum meo dem Deum matronam nostri et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum vivis et reina maternam. Perceptio corporis tui Deum Iesum Christum, quod ego in ninius sumere presum non mihi proveniat in judicium et condemnationem, sed pro tu pietate prosit mihi et totum et corporis, et adame delam percipiendum qui vivis et reinas, cum Deum matronam nostri, in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Panem celestum et cipiam et nomen Deum Iesum Christum invocabo. Deum matronam nostrum non sunt dignus, ut intercede te meam, sentanta verba sapteranum mea. Deum Iesum Christum non sunt dignus, ut intercede te meam, sentanta verba sapteranum mea. Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum non sunt dignus, ut intercede te meam, sentanta verba sapteranum mea. Corpus Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet anima meam. Quid virtubum Deum Iesum Christum promdibus queritud mihi, galicium saitaris cipiam et nomen Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum invocabo. Laudans invocabo Deum matronam nostri et ab inimicis meis salvus ero. Sanguis Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet anima meam. Corpus Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet animam tuum. Quod ora sumpsimus Deum Iesum Christum piedamente capiamus et timore et tepere fit nobis remedium sempiternam. Corpus Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet animam tuum. Corpus tuum Deum Iesum Christum quod sansis sanguis compatae behere visceribus meis et presta, ut in me non armenia scelor macula quem pura sanctora vicilla sacramenta. Deum vobiscum, et quoque apud. Oremus. May the prayer of thy suppliants profit the souls of thy servants and handmaids. We beseech thee, O God, that thou mayest free them from all sins and make them sharers in thy redemption, who livest and reignest with thee, one God, forever and ever. Deum vobiscum, et quoque apud te, ite mises Deum gratia. Gratia tibi sancta Trinitam, obsequium servitutis meae, praeso ut sacrificium, cor oculis tui maestatis in unus opteri tibi sacertatarum mique et omnibus, pro quibus urut opteris et miserante propitiabile per Christum Deum nostrum. Benedicat vos omnipotens Deum, Matronam et Filium et Spiritum Sanctum, Deum Matronam Nostri et Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Gratias. My God, O God, I believe, I venerate, I hope, and I love thee. I beg of thee pardon for those who do not believe, do not venerate, do not hope, and do not love thee. Most holy Trinitarian Theophany. I venerate thee profoundly, and I offer to thee the most precious body, blood, soul, and divinity of God Jesus Christ, who was, is, and ever shall be, present here in reparation for the outrages, sacrileges, and indifference by which he himself is offended. And through the infinite merits of his most sacred heart and the immaculate heart of God, Our Lady, who was, is, and ever shall be, I beg of thee the conversion of poor sinners. In nomine Deum Matronam Nostri, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Thank you for your attendance today, and I hope you enjoyed this. And I was thinking of you all during Mass, Peter. Thank you so much for that. I felt bad that I didn't forget. I didn't remember to say hello to you and thank you. And also the Line River family too, because they always tune in later and listen as a family. Oh, and Lucy, I'm sorry. And I know I'm going to forget somebody, but thank you for tuning in so faithfully. And thank you for your patience with my son. We're coming up on a half moon cycle, but he's doing great. Right, Ben? He's really hungry. That's what it is. He's really hungry. So we're going to go have breakfast now, and I hope you guys do the same thing. And again, stay strong. We're gaining. Our prayers are powerful. And you know when somebody starts attacking you for no good reason, for no reason at all, then we're doing something right. And we have to offer that up, that attack up, for the souls in purgatory and for all those who are living and struggling. And again, we get one at a time, one a week, something like that, that's joining in. Dawn, if you could, if you're watching, contact me again. I'd like to continue our conversation. Again, it's not easy. It's not easy to make that jump. My wife is now working with people, and close friend, possibly relative. But again, we'll see you tomorrow. Please go and sanctify all those who you meet, and you'll see the results.